Coming up from the Northeast Live Studios in Guwahati, Northeast Tonight with Wasbir Hussain.
Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. Is illegal coal mining in the rat hole mines of Meghalaya still going on? One is asking this question because there was a ban on coal mining in the state by the National Green Tribunal clamped in 2014. But in August 2019, the Supreme Court lifted the ban but made it mandatory on the coal mine owners to abide by the relevant government regulations, particularly those laid down in the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957. Besides, the court said all environmental laws and consents from the State Pollution Control Board must be obtained. These include a license from the Coal Ministry and consents to establish and operate a mine from the State Pollution Control Board. The allegation now is that the mine owners in many cases do not follow these norms and carry out illegal mining. That is the reason why accidents occur at regular intervals, including the one on the 21st of January when 6 miners were killed when a crane supposedly collapsed in a mine that was more than 100 feet deep in East Jaintia Hills district. This was the biggest mine disaster after the Kassan tragedy of 2018 when 15 miners in another illegal rat hole mine were trapped and later died. In 2018, the National Green Tribunal appointed a 3-member committee headed by retired Justice B.P. Kakoti to go into the issue of coal mining in Meghalaya. Justice Kakoti quit the committee towards the end of 2019, citing personal reasons, but many claim he withdrew from the probe as the relevant authorities were not extending him and the committee the desired cooperation. The question now is, will the Meghalaya government probe the affairs and take measures to stop illegal mining that not only is causing irreparable damage to the environment but is putting people's lives in danger? There are an estimated 33,000 or more coal mines in Meghalaya, out of which more than 24,000 are in East Jaintia Hills district alone, the district where the January 21 accident took place. To discuss the subject, I am joined from New Delhi by Meghalaya NPP President and Rajya Sabha MP Dr. W.R. Kharlukhi. In Shillong, I have Congress leader Ampareen Lyngdoh. Also from Shillong, I am joined by NCP leader and MLA Mr. Saleng Sangma. Rights activist Agnes Kharshiing is also with me in Shillong, and also Ms. Patricia Mukhim, the editor of the Shillong Times and a well-known commentator. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Northeast Tonight. Let me go straight to you, Dr. W.R. Kharlukhi in New Delhi, the president of the NPP and Rajya Sabha MP. Kharlukhi, the question is, this is a letter from the Ministry of Coal written in response to a letter by Chief Minister Conrad Sangma within a month of his assuming office in 2018. He assumed office in March 2018. Immediately he had written a letter to the Coal Ministry, and this is a letter from the Coal Ministry addressed to the Chief Secretary of Meghalaya. Now this says that the Meghalaya government's request, which is continuing since 2014, this is a letter written by Dr. Mukul Sangma in 2014. Now the point is, let us look at the 2018 letter. Now the Chief Minister, Mr. Conrad Sangma, had written to the Coal Ministry requesting an exemption of the applicability of the Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Act 1957 in respect of Meghalaya taking into account that Meghalaya is a state where the 6th schedule of the constitution is in force. Now, what did the Meghalaya government demand? Meghalaya government demanded an exemption. They are saying that any central law can be exempted by a notification by the President of India. But the notification has not been given, and therefore the request from the Chief Minister that a necessary presidential notification should be issued and Meghalaya should be exempt from the central law that governs mining, including coal mining. Now, the reply from the coal ministry, Dr. Kharlukhi, was that this is not possible and coal mining has to be done by a state-owned corporation, in this case the Meghalaya Mineral Development Corporation Limited. And they said that they have no problem if the Meghalaya Mineral Development Corporation in turn enters into an agreement with the mine owners, because as you know, I know, everybody knows, in Meghalaya land is owned by the people and anything on the surface of the land and underneath belongs to the people. This is something which has been recognized by the Supreme Court. Therefore, the coal ministry said only a state government corporation can conduct mining, but if necessary, they can enter into a deal, enter into either a shareholding agreement or some kind of an agreement with the owners and then do mining. But this is what is not happening. This is where the successive governments in Meghalaya have failed, including the present government, including your government. Now, don't you think that your government has to be really serious in complying with the NGT order, the coal ministry order and the Supreme Court order? Your take, Dr. Kharlukhi. Dr. Kharlukhi.
Well, Mr. Wasbir, actually, I could not hear you clearly, but from ever I could recollect or hear, is that wherever this coal that is being transported, it is not transported illegally. It was done legally. Legally, it was done legally with documents, challans and all this, because these are the coal which assessment were made. That coal which had already been there before the NGT ban. So on the basis of this coal were transported. It was allowed.
Okay, but
hello.
Yes, I'm asking
Could
my
you hear me,
producers to.
Wasbir?
Yes, I can hear it. I can hear it. Please fix the line with Dr. Kharlukhi. That was not the question I asked Dr.
Hello.
Kharlukhi. Let's put the volume down of Mr. Kharlukhi. Let's put the volume down of Mr. Kharlukhi. Let's have everybody on the screen. Let me go to Mr. Saleng Sangma of the NCP. Mr. Saleng Sangma, you heard the question. I didn't get that answer from Dr. Kharlukhi because there was some audio problem. Now, do you think the state government has a lot to do? State government has not been able to enter into any kind of an arrangement. They have not done anything to regulate coal mining in Meghalaya. Mr. Saleng Sangma, you heard the question I posed to Dr. Kharlukhi.
Yeah, right now, state government is trying really hard. Now, letter after letter is being sent to the central government so as to look at the requirement and the needs and the, all the coal miners so that, they will have a specific, not only the traditionally, but the way of, unless and until the government allows them to do so, they will have some kind of a scientific method of coming into us, strategize the whole system, how to go about with the, scientific mining. But unless and until the central government allows the state to do so, then that the secretly digging of red hole mining will still go on, Now, and then moreover, because of not allowing, the state government is losing the revenue. That's what I feel is that it's better for the central government and the NGT to lift the ban. So,
So let me go to Miss Ampareen Lyngdoh. The political class only wants the ban to be lifted. They are not interested in regulating the coal mining. They are not interested in walking the extra mile to look at what the Supreme Court has directed, what the NGT wants, what the coal ministry wants. They are not bothered about that. They only want mining to take place irrespective of whatever party has been in power. Now, your party has not succeeded in regulating the mining in the state. The present government has also not succeeded in regulating mining in the state, Mr. Ampareen Lyngdoh.
When we were in government, just let me remind everyone on this panel, when we were in government, actually, we were still in the process of writing to the, replying to the queries put up by the NGT. And subsequent to that, we had also put in some effort to explain that the scenario in the state of Meghalaya was very unique and different from other states. So as far as I'm concerned, the actual instructions from the Honorable Supreme Court only came sometime in 16, 17, if I remember, 17, 18, if I remember correctly.
2019.
So question of us not 2019. So question of us not complying to any instruction, neither from the NGT nor the Honorable Supreme Court, does not arise. So I don't understand where the confusion lies about
confusion. There is no confusion. There is no confusion.
No, the role of the Congress party not being able to put this behind us. So I think that we have absolutely we had absolutely no opportunity to deal with this entire system.
That is fine. You are right on the Supreme Court, but this has been going on since 2014. This is a letter written by your Chief Minister at that time, Dr. Mukhim Sangma, suggesting one or two points, but you didn't get the cooperation of the centre, and the centre made it very clear that it is up to the state government to, corporations can only get coal block rights, and after getting the coal block rights, the corporations need to enter into agreements with the mine owners. Let me go to you. I'm coming to you, Ms. Agnes Kharshiing, but before that, let me go to you, Ms. Patricia Mukhim, the editor of Shillong Times. Now, there are 2-3 issues here. Now, it is very clear that the President has not issued a notification. Therefore, the Mines and Mineral Development Act, Regulation Act of 1957 still stands. Because the central government has made it clear that only state-owned corporations can do the mining, but considering the unique status of Meghalaya, where people are the owner of the land and the resources, these state corporations can enter into an agreement with the mine owners. But this is what is not happening. This is where I am saying that the state government has not succeeded. They have failed. Now, why has the state government failed? Because that is the reason why illegal mining is taking place. Because there is no regulation. Many of the mine owners have not taken the mandatory permission from the State Pollution Control Board. The safety measures are not adhered to.
Wasbir, everyone who wants to mine coal has to go through certain procedures as outlined by the Supreme Court. And then there is also a state-level environmental impact assessment committee. That committee also has to give clearance. It's not just the Pollution Control Board. The Pollution Control Board alone cannot give all the clearance because there is forest clearance also to be given. And that is why the state-level environmental impact assessment committee has been formed. That committee has been given a go-by. Nobody cares about that committee. And as far as this whole, it's a rhetoric that land belongs to the people. Which are the people? These are a few coal mine owners. I visited Jaintia Hills in December last year, to 2020, and I found that coal mining was going on unabated and very openly. in open violation of Supreme Court orders, because Supreme Court orders say that you have to go according to the MMDR, which you have stated earlier, and that no concessions can be made just because Meghalaya is under the 6th schedule. You cannot make concessions when the whole business of mining itself is so polluting to the environment. There has been no reclamation of abandoned mines for years, decades together. You have not regreened
Right.
the forests that have
Okay.
been barren now.
Right. Right.
So I mean, see, if you the idea that the Supreme Court came in is because you also have to take responsibility as mine owners. That is why there should be an accountability system,
Right.
which is why this whole corporate setup was designed.
Okay.
But the mine owners are saying that this is a very expensive process, and therefore it's not viable for us.
Okay, I'll take a detailed response from Dr. Kharlukhi, but let me quickly go to Miss Agnes Kharshiing. Miss Agnes Kharshiing, you faced a lethal attack. You yourself faced a lethal attack by goons when you had gone to inspect one of the coal mining sites, a few years ago. But the point is, why do you think the state government has not succeeded in working out a structure or regulating the mining and adhering to the safety norms? Because at regular intervals we see innocent or poor people, poor miners or poor workers getting killed in this very, very unscientific rat hole mining business in Meghalaya.
Good evening. Yeah. It is very unfortunate, yes, that people are dying. Laborers are dying in these coal mines, and many reports do not come out because they try to cover up much of this activity, and the government will not do it because the money is coming from all this for their political parties. They're getting the money, they are funded, and they promote goons, mafia, terror, fear. Even the media cannot go there and get clear reports. So this is, the poor cannot speak out, and their lands are being taken away. The water they have to, it's all acidic, and they have to buy the water from those rich people. So people there are also doing agriculture, but they cannot speak out because their land is being taken away. And a government that does not protect and instead is allowing these people who are attacking anyone who exposed them.
All right. Now, let me go to you, Dr. Kharlukhi. Now the issue is, it's all a question of regulation. There are 33,000 coal mines in Meghalaya. That is the estimate of the National Green Tribunal appointed expert committee. 33,000 coal mines, rat hole mines in Meghalaya, 24,000 of them alone in East Gentia Hills district, Dr. Kharlukhi. There are regular intervals, we see accidents taking place. The need of the hour is regulation of these mines. Now, why do you think the state government has not been able to do a proper regulation? Because the central government is saying only state government corporation can do mining, but since the land belongs to the people in Meghalaya, they should enter into an agreement. But this is what in most cases is not happening, and that is the reason why illegal mining is taking place. The allegation against the Congress government and now against your government is that you have failed to regulate. That is the issue. What is your response?
You see, Mr. Wasbir, with regards to the transportation of coal, coal was being transported not illegally with legal documents, with Challan. It is transported even today. So this coal was not illegally. And well, I feel as responsible citizen who had found such thing, they should go to the court. Because as I have discussed with people, they said that this coal transported today was legally through Challan. If it was illegal, then why don't you go to the court?
The question, Dr. Kharlukhi, is we are not talking only about transportation of coal. Do you agree, do you admit, do you agree that illegal mining in Meghalaya is going on even today? Because only 1 week ago, 6 miners were killed in an accident in East Gentia Hills district.
Yes, I do agree with that this is illegal mining. But you see, government tried to stop illegal mining. Like for example, there is a law for crime. Government is stopping crime, never encouraging crime. But crime is being committed by criminals. Even rape. There's a law. Even illegal mining, government will not allow it. But there are people who participate in illegal mining. And well, I saw that, well, if even in this case, the government is investigating to find out who the person who is involved in this.
So the point is, Mr. Saleng Sangma, you are a part of the government. You belong to the Nationalist Congress Party. Your party is a coalition partner in the MDA government. Now my question is, yes, we are also aware that it's a livelihood issue. A lot of people depend on coal mining. But it cannot go on in an unscientific manner. Some steps at least have to be taken. A beginning has to be made. Now the allegation is that even at the beginning has not been made. The government is not doing anything to regulate the illegal coal mining. That is the allegation.
No, let me tell you, Mr. Wasbir. Now it's like this. Whatever coal is being transported right now, it is from the SS1. But till that, the government has not given any order for any kind of mining. But till that, whatever secretly, it's quite tempting to know about who is operating which mining. But if there is secretly, they are digging out the coal mine from nook and corner, maybe through red hole mining or maybe traditional, mine of mining, you just cannot, check each and every one, because this coal mining is one of the institutions, and whereas the government has to look, as a whole, not only the mining, we have to look at the agriculture department, forests, all the other sorts of. So you cannot keep on blaming this about the mining itself. There are lots of people who are doing this secretly. As you know, the land belongs to the people. So each and every individual, they want to sell out their, mine. You get it?
So irrespective, so Ampareen Lyngdoh, whatever happens to the environment, it's fine, nobody bothers. Land belongs to the people, so you are free to mine and sell the minerals. That is the logic. And the state government should not be blamed, because the state government cannot police each and every inch of the state's land. Is that the logic? Is that the logic your party also abides by? Your party also approves that logic?
No, but you see, I cannot hear what other people are saying. So who is saying that is the logic? Is one of the members of the panel saying that that's the logic?
Yes,
or
yes. Members of the panel. One member of the panel, Mr. Saleng Sangma, has said.
It's a little, it's not fair to speak like that, because the NGT rulings, the Honorable Supreme Court ruling already indicate that immediately there should be a discontinuation of illegal coal mining. So how does one come to that conclusion that nobody cares? That is why you can see members of the civil society are from time to time speaking about this matter. That is why you're You yourself have said that there is a member in this panel who herself has faced so much violence because of this coal-related issue. So it is wrong for anyone to presume that government can do whatever they like because land belongs to the people. And I also have one more observation. In all of this entire coal debate, let me tell you that the so people that everybody wants to protect because they are the landowners actually get the least out of the entire deal. This is my reading into coal mining. So I disagree totally, and government of the day should take responsibility, should ensure that the entire procedures of the mining plan are made very easy to understand by landowners who should actually be getting a lot more out of the deals. And I can assure you this much. If the landowner actually
can I
got a
respond
good
to that,
deal,
Mr. Wasbir?
the
Please
landowner
respond
will
very,
never
very quickly.
leave,
Yes.
will never leave the environment
Okay.
as battered as it is today.
Right. Saleng Sangma,
now-
respond.
Now, let me tell you one thing. For each and every individual, now since land belongs to the people, the government cannot keep on policing each and every one. Now, my point of view, see, my logic is that, you see, everyone is secretly digging their mines. Now, government is for the environment, for the people, and for everyone. But the fact is that, you see, those accidents, whichever has happened, you cannot keep on putting on all the blames to the government.
So
it is,
who is to be
the
blamed?
responsible of those individuals, they should be pinned down.
So
You see,
what
that's
is
what
the
I'm
government
saying.
doing? How many people are under? Have you arrested? How
The
many people have
responsibility
you,
should be pinned down.
How many people
That's
have
what
you
I'm saying.
booked? How many people have you booked?
The responsible individual should be pinned down actually, and then they should be arrested, and FIR should be made, and then why the community from that area is not coming up to point out those
Okay.
individuals?
Miss Agnes Kharshiing, Mr. Saleng Sangma is saying the government should not be blamed for everything. Those miners, those people who are conducting illegal mining should be booked, should be found out, identified and arrested. My question is, as an activist, do you see that happening? Have illegal miners being arrested or not?
The big ones are being protected. They hide because they know everything. They have police everywhere. So can't they see? Police who act on, who detain trucks, they are transferred. Police cannot speak out. They cannot say, even to the media, why are they hiding? It's a government. We are also part of the government. They cannot say that government is only people who are sitting there. They have to be transparent in everything, but they are not.
I'm going for a break. I'll come back and talk to Dr. Kharlukhi. But before going for a break, Ms. Patricia Mukhim, very quickly, Ms. Patricia Mukhim, Mr. Saleng Sangma has said, you have heard. What is your response?
See, even the Deputy Chief Minister has said that you can't blame the government for stray mishaps. And he says illegal mining cannot be stopped in totality, and stray incidents does not mean that the MDA government has failed. What is this government saying? I mean, the rule of law has been compromised here. If the government, which is meant to uphold the rule of law, violates the rule of law, then where do we look up to? And coming to the illegal mining and transportation, the leader of the opposition, Dr. Mukhim Sangma, has been visiting the mines. He's taken stock of things there. He has written to the Lok Ayukta, to no less than the Lok Ayukta, to look into this matter. He's written to the State Chief Secretary. I mean, what more can anyone do? And then somebody spoke about arresting the coal mine owners. One second. This man, Jirin Shulet, who was the owner of that Sun mine, where 15 people were trapped inside, he was arrested for a while. He's released on bail, and nobody is following up the matter. And I blame myself also as the media, although we do try and follow up stories. Yesterday, while I was coming from West Khasi Hills, there were truckloads and truckloads of coke that was passing through, and even these coke units are all illegal. There's so
All
much of
right.
illegality in the state.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will go for a break and come back. I'll go to Dr. Kharlukhi and take his views. Even viewers, there has been reports in the local media in Shillong saying that a coal truck has overturned in the last 48 hours. A truck had overturned. There were coke on top, but below that, the allegation was that the entire truck was full of coal. Now, these are issues that needs to be probed. I'll go for a break. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Dr. Kharlukhi, you have been talking about transportation. You have been maintaining, Dr. Kharlukhi, you have been maintaining that all the coal which has been transported are legal. They are going with challans. Fine. I take your point. But the allegation, there is an allegation that all the challans, many of the challans are without the number of the vehicles, and the same challan is being used to transport coals in many times. Dozens of times coal is being transported with the same challan because the vehicle number and other details are not mentioned in those challans. That is one of the allegations.
Mr. Wasbir, you see, people made allegation. Well, my advice to them is, when you have find the fact, who stopped you to report file an FIR before the police? Nobody can stop anybody. As a responsible citizen, they should do it. Not only making allegation, this is right, this is wrong. What I feel is this, if you can bear with me, Mr. Wasbir.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I have been from the district. The history of coal is not only today. The history of coal started right from the later part of the 60s, in which I'll tell you this problem will go on. Because why? Before coal was found in Giant Hills, before coal was becoming a commodity for trade for the people of Giant Hills, they were very poor. It is only with the coming of coal that, it really impacted the economy of the Giant Hills, right from 1968. Well, they have been doing this mining in the same way that I have been doing today for almost 4 decades. It is very difficult for them to change. Well, I would really appreciate, it is easy to give an order, but do help the people to implement the order. And who suffer? In the end, it is the people who suffer. I'll tell you, coal business is not only for the rich. If you take one of the time that the truck has started from the coal mine till it reached the depot where it deposited in Guwahati, it has served the people along the road. It has served the small tea stall. It has served the small shop in the road. It has also serve the daily laborer. A daily laborer, for unloading a coal or for loading a coal, he earned 500 per day. And for one truck, it is 4 laborers. Not to speak of the laborers who are working in the mine. Why they are working in the mine? Why they are risking their life? Because this is their livelihood. Their livelihood.
Now,
you cannot just stop it.
Now, Mr. Saleng Sangma, are you ready to inspect the area? Are you ready to go to the place for an inspection of the transportation? Because there is a figure that, 32,000 metric tons, 32 million or 32,000 metric tons of coal have been extracted. And now that will never going to end. This 32 million metric tons, do you think it is ever going to end? A lot of people are saying that this 32 millions, so many trucks have left, but it is still continuing to be 32 million stock. Are you going to go and inspect?
Yes, thank you. Yes, very much, Mr. Wasbir. I've been going. When I was in the opposition also, I went to the site. I took all the photographs which was overloaded during the last tenure, during the last, government. And even now also, I'm ready to go and inspect even at the check gate also. I'll definitely come along with your press if you really require to see whether they are going illegally or legally. But the SS one. Now, we are only talking about the coal. What about the, when we are talking about the environment, what about the, the trees loaded in the truck? Every day, hundreds of trucks are plying in the Nongstoin area. Nobody's talking about the trees. Maybe all those NGOs are not, interested about the trees. Why they're only interested about the coal? Why not about the trees, which is directly impacting the environment? Why not about the uranium? Why everybody's not talking about the uranium, which is directly impacting the health of the people?
Perhaps one cannot choose over one over the other.
For your question,
one cannot choose one over the other. Everything is important. Tell me, yes.
Yeah, everything is important. Now the fact is that because everyone was talking about the environment, but I have not seen Agnes Kharshiing going against the, going to that tree, cutting the thing and talking about the environment. Why they're not stopping about the trees?
Okay, let me ask Ms. Agnes Kharshiing herself.
They should file
hold your thoughts.
PIL,
Absolutely. Ms. Kharshiing, Mr. Saleng Sangma is saying that why are you talking only about coal? Why are you silent on the trees being cut?
He knows that I'm also for the destruction of forest. He should know that also. He can ask his departments under his government. He can ask whether I have filed RTIs and all that on destruction of environment. And environment, even forest is part of it, that destruction. But we had earlier filed an FIR also in Nongpo. But again, it's always that they have magistrates that help the governments. So it is to say that we are going only on coal is not. But since coal is lying even to the Supreme Court, they are lying that there is 32 lakh ton and plus that they submitted a lie to the NGT, because when NGT asked them that they should first pay the royalty, then only they can cross. And there was no 32 lakh ton. So they were digging, and even till now they are digging and digging.
Okay, Ms. Ampareen Lyngdoh, we are aware that your party leader, Dr. Mukul Sangma, has been visiting the mines, as Ms. Patricia Mukhim has said. Dr. Mukul Sangma is visiting the mines, but the party as a whole, you raise this issue and then you go silent, because this issue, your government, as I said in the beginning, you had failed to regulate. And now, what is your suggestion? Do you want an independent inquiry? Because the NGT-led expert committee, the chairman of the committee had to quit. He had cited personal reasons, but a lot of people are claiming that he left the committee because he was not getting the necessary cooperation from the state authorities.
Wasbir, let me just remind everybody who's watching this program that the Congress has not been sitting tight on this issue. In fact, there was also a no confidence motion that was tabled because of this allegation of complete rampant corruption actually occurring on many fronts. Firstly, let me just react to what one of our members of the panel said. That why are we all bothered and only concentrating on coal, and why are we also not looking at the issue of the rampant destruction of our forests and felling of our trees. Now, it's a very interesting observation that a member of the government in the state of Meghalaya should make that observation. And I'm taking note of that, firstly, which means that must be happening as well. To react to the fact that the Congress has done nothing but we have sat tight is quite ridiculous at this point of time. How much more do you expect members of the opposition to do? Should we have done all of the fact laying on the table of the House? We have already discussed through various social media as well as the
No, but
main media stream.
Ms. Ampareen, Dr. Kharlukhi has said, is anybody has noticed this kind of illegal activity? Why are they not lodging FIRs? Why are they not moving the courts?
Let me tell you one thing, Wasbir. It is easy for the sitting dispensation to hurl this irresponsible remark on a talk show. Why and how do you expect us to get and garner all the wherewithal to go to court on all of these matters? Is it only the Congress party that is responsible for going to court and filing FIRs on these issues? Why? Are there not other forums in the society that we can do all of these things? So firstly, I think the government of the day should take note of the fact that they're actually saying that they're waiting for somebody to file an FIR against them to actually take action. You yourself have already said in the beginning of this program that very recently, on the 21st of January, if my memory does not fail me, there was a mining accident where 6 miners lost their lives. What other FIR do you want us to file? Is it not already a suo motu fitting case for the government to take up? Since they are saying that there is no illegal coal mining, let alone the transportation. Transportation, you yourself, Wasbir, have just said that there are already rumors running around that say that challans do not have details on them and that this whatever lakh ton of coal that is actually already there since many months is continuing to be transported. So it's wrong for everybody to look at the Congress and say shame on you. Well, let me tell you here, shame on everybody who says that they're waiting for the Congress to file an FIR and go to court on this matter. There is enough substance before us.
But Miss Ampareen Lyngdoh, the Congress also cannot take the high moral ground because you were in power until recently, until the last elections only. You were not in power. You were in power for quite a long time. You failed to regulate the coal mining in the state.
Yes.
Sorry, Wasbirji. When we were hauled by various forums in the past, it was because there was the usage of underaged individuals, miners, who were being used for mining in the so-called grab hole mining style, which is unique to the state of Meghalaya. So you cannot say that I am riding high, my moral is riding high at the moment. We were in government, we took things by the neck, we took action. Now let the government of the day do its own duty.
Right. Now,
How do you expect us to always do all the duties for everyone?
Dr.
It is their turn.
Dr. Kharlukhi, at least now that it has been already almost 3 years that the NGT appointed expert committee, one chairman has already left. There is another chairman of the NGT appointed expert committee now. Now the point is already 6 interim reports have been submitted. Now that does not seem to have achieved the desired results. My question to you is simple. Will your government be willing to order a thorough probe, independent inquiry into the matter? That is what Dr. Mukhim Sangma is also demanding, that the present government should order an independent inquiry into what is going on.
Which means an independent inquiry into the illegal mining.
Entire affair. Illegal mining.
Wasbir?
Yes. Illegal mining, accidents, transportation.
You see that?
Everything.
You see the government, it came out. I think you have seen even the SP of East Giant Hills, as soon as happened, they said we are doing the investigation and whoever is responsible, we are going to arrest them. Even the superintendent of police had came up with a statement. Government will do it. The only thing is that, like I told you earlier, that it doesn't mean, there is a law against crime. And it doesn't mean that crime has stopped taken place. Government is doing it in every front. We are doing it to take action against those who are going against the law.
Right. Now,
and when you come, that's why. You see, this is not let me tell you, Wasbir, this is not an issue which can be, it is a problem. And I'll tell you, it will be a problem because like I've narrated to you, I have been from there. Coal mining have started right from the late 60s, when I was still small. And you know the impact that coal have on the people. Once upon a time, the people of Giant Hills were as poor as a church mouse. It was only with the coming of coal that they start becoming rich. And I'll tell you that it's not only a few people who benefit from coal. Most of the population benefit from coal. Once the truck started from Giant Hills, the coal area, till it reached the depot in Guwahati, all the roadside stall, all those who are selling even pan and all this, laborers, everybody is benefiting from coal. So the problem is that everybody should be serious to thrash this issue. You cannot, for more than 3 decades, people were doing rat hole mining. It is not that simple that, one order that you'll ask them to change until and unless you help them.
Ms. Patricia Mukhim, it is not that people, we are not actually an anti-mining lobby. We are not anti-mining lobby, and we have the power to understand, as Dr. Kharlukhi has been saying, that the coal mining in Meghalaya is not the business of only the rich people. There are a lot of poor people who are benefited. Point taken, no dispute. But only thing one is asking, why can't the government regulate these things? Why can't the government ensure safety measures? Why can't the government ensure modernization of these coal mines so that perhaps you can protect the environment, you can protect the lives of the people, and perhaps you can also generate more money?
As of today, the state is losing revenue because this is a totally unregulated activity. And I want to ask Dr. Kharshiing, he said, why don't people file FIRs if they see these illegalities?
Dr. Kharlukhi.
Sorry, Dr. Kharlukhi, I'm so sorry. He said that people should file FIRs if they see these illegalities. I want to ask him, will he take the responsibility of protecting those who file FIRs? We saw what happened to Agnes Kharshiing. And I can tell you, as a matter of fact, that it is dangerous to even go to those coal mines because you don't know what will happen to you if they know that you're out there to do a story. Then there is also the saying, Saleng Sangma said, why are people not talking about timber and other such things, timber being cut and all that? Now, should the task of policing environmental onslaught, environmental degradation be left to activists, be left to the media? Isn't that the onus of the state? I find this filibustering by politicians to be quite a useless affair because till date, the mine owner where those 6 miners had been entrapped is not yet arrested. Who is the mine owner there? Why is he not arrested? Is it not true that he is related to one of the ministers in the present government?
Right.
So
Now, Ms. Kharshiing, the job of the NGOs, job of the activists, and job of the media, or for that matter, the job of the opposition, is not only to criticize, but also to give suggestions, show them the road. Now, as a leading activist of the state, as someone who has herself faced the brunt of the coal mafia, if I may use the word. What is your suggestion? How can we break this deadlock? How can we improve things in the state as far as coal mining is concerned? Your last comments, Ms. Kharshiing.
I would say, first of all, we have to give out the facts. Give out the facts, because till date they are stalemate, because you have to dig 500 feet down, 500 plus feet down to get the coal. And that is a clear destruction. And we would also want to collect the data of all the people who are affected and those who are saying that they are owning. Because just because they own, it does not give the right to pollute the water, the air, the environment. And what we want to try to extend to the people, because the small people are going according to what the government is saying, that coal can go ahead. But then look how people died recently. 6 people in that coal mine,
Right.
150 plus. So we cannot play around with lives of people. That is a fact.
Absolutely. Ms. Ampareen, Lyngdoh, final comments? What is the road ahead?
The way ahead is to protect the rights of the indigenous communities. Like you, I am not an anti-coal lobby. I know that coal is an important resource for growth, not just in individual families, but for the state exchequer as well. My suggestion to the government at this point of time is, there was complete denial of the fact that continuous mining activities go on as we speak in the state of Meghalaya, and there was a complete denial by the government to that effect. My suggestion to the government is, if we have to continue by getting profit out of this great resource that we have in our state, please implement the mining plans at the earliest, empower the local people, make sure that local communities have equal share
Right.
in all of the profits that they make out of this entire coal
Yeah.
saga,
Implement-
which has taken by the state,
Right.
which has taken the state by storm over years now.
Implement the mining plan, empower the local people, and go ahead. Mr. Saleng Sangma, your final comments. Mr. What is your assurance to the people?
Anyway, now you see Wasbir to be rhetorical actually. Now our people are very poor. You see, going with the regulations, maximum of our people might not be able to follow, because there's a lots of compositions given by the center and the state. But our people are poor. No doubt whatever Ampareen has said is very good. Government should regulate, and government is been regulating so as to directly give the benefit to the people of the state. But government has to look at the point of view, how to make a reality approach so that each and every individual, the owner of those mines, will be benefited. So I would request, though I'm in the government, I'm just clinging on to the government. I'm not part of the ministry. Okay? Whatever I'm doing right now as a responsible citizen, not only as an MLA, I'm not the minister also. I'm clinging onto the government. But what I am telling is the fact only.
All right.
So whatever factual I have seen, because,
Yeah.
You see, Mr. Wasbir, I was in the opposition last time. I went to each and every mine during the last government, and then I have taken the photograph during the last. Now it seems, our,
Right.
all those predecessors who were there in the chair, it seems like they have the political amnesia. When they're in the chair, they forget. When they're not in the chair, it seems they seize everything.
Point
You see.
noted. Point
But
noted.
my responsibility towards the people
Right.
is that.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Right. Final comments from you, Dr. Kharlukhi. What is your assurance to the people? What can your government do now?
You see, my final comment is this, Wasbir. Let us take everybody on board. Because, let me tell you, banning of coal, yes, it is easy for us, people living in the town and city. But do you know that first incident that it happened when 6 or 7 miners died? You know, 3 of those people, they were the local from there. They have no money because there's a church meeting going on in their village. They have no money because of the ban of coal, and they went and risked their life. So think of the poor people which was affected by this ban of coal also. So take everyone and everybody on board and solve the issue. Because like I told you earlier, I have been experiencing myself, seeing the poorness of my people of Giant Hills. We can easily talk from city, from Delhi, sitting in cozy, houses. But what about those who really survive, live? Their hand to mouth, they live.
Absolutely. This is a catch-22.
So this is my comment.
Absolutely. This is a catch-22 situation. A lot of people in Meghalaya are dependent on coal for their livelihood. It's not just the domain of the rich. The workers are poor people, whether they are from Meghalaya or whether they are from the neighboring states. At the end of the day, they are poor people. But land also have to take into account the fact that land belongs to the people in Meghalaya because it's a 6th schedule area, as also the resources, whether it is on the surface or underneath, everything belongs to the people. But at the end of the day, we cannot just sit tight and cannot just go on. In this day and age, we are in the 21st century. India is a big country, well-developed country. We have to use scientific methods and how to bring about an arrangement, how to reach a middle path so that the poor people or the people are not affected. It is the responsibility of the state government, and it's a huge challenge from the state government. Successive governments have not been able to do, and we have to wait and watch whether the MDA government headed by Mr. Conrad Sangma succeeds in breaking the jinx and regulate coal mining in Meghalaya. Who knows, one day this black gold can transform the economy of the state and make it a much better place than what it is today. On that note, I end this edition of Notice Tonight. I thank all my panelists for being on the show and the viewers for watching the program.